Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's video for the final myth, we're going to be testing to see whether or not that if you can die to the stock car on the NSenr finale and possibly have your corpse be in the ending cutscene. It would be a sight to behold to see Alice just like flying up on the dash or something. So that's what we're going to be testing. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. If you also have a myth of your very own that you would like to be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below, or also alternatively you can leave it in my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. All that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing this week's episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: can a special infected spawn in behind a closed destructible door with a hole in it? Alrighty guys, the first myth is submitted in by Dirk at Work. Alright, so during our first time testing this, after we ended up making a hole in these double doors on the Dead Air finale, the guys were shortly thereafter able to spawn in as a special infected behind these doors. Now, there is some things that have to happen in order for this to successfully work. Is number one, the special infected has to not be in a visible sight line with the survivor, so Dan and Spencer in this case were either going over to the other door that was fully intact and spawning in and then coming over to the door with a hole in it, or they were crouching underneath of the hole at the door that was already busted, so that way they were not in line of sight with me, because if I'm in line of sight with them, even if I'm fully turned around with my back to them, they still can't spawn in. So myth 1 is confirmed. Special infected can spawn behind destructible doors even if there is a hole in it. They just either have to crouch so they're ducking behind the hole, or they have to spawn in at a adjacent door and then just move over. Myth: does distance affect if whether or not throwing a pipe bomb will cause infected that are already attacking a survivor to stop attacking and go for the pipe bomb? Alrighty guys, the second myth is submitted in by Tacky Rovelator. Alright, so Dan is just a little bit past the waterfall, and I'm going to be throwing the pipe bomb at a couple different distances. The first one is probably going to be a given, which is just throwing the pipe bomb directly at my feet, and this does not attract any of the zombies off of Dan. So now we're going to be doing test number 2. This time I'm actually going to chuck the pipe bomb as far as I possibly can, although Dan is going to be a little bit closer to us, so that way the pipe bomb can actually reach. But at least as far as this specific attempt is concerned, the zombies didn't go after the pipe bomb. And for this next test, we're basically right next to Dan, so we're just above the waterfall and throwing pipe bombs. Now this is where we did get our best results, even though it wasn't immediately. After a while, after throwing enough pipe bombs, some of the zombies did start to go after them, but they weren't always doing it. They were just mostly focusing on Dan. It's like they already made up their mind and took a lot of incentives to get them to attack something else. I'm going to call myth 2 plausible because the zombies had very strange behavior towards the end of the test. Sometimes they would go for the pipe bomb and sometimes they would not, but the reasons about why they would were what fascinated me. I could sometimes throw a pipe bomb directly at a zombie and bonk them on the head, and then they wouldn't go after it and they would just keep attacking Dan. And there'd be other times where I would throw the pipe bomb somewhat decently far away, not too terribly far away, but definitely not directly on top of them. And then they would stop what they're doing and chase the pipe bomb instead, even though they were already almost about to kill Dan. It's just really weird behavior, and it definitely means that the myth is dependent on some factors, and so I think it's just best to leave it at plausible. Myth: do you take more fall damage with a full inventory compared to an empty inventory? Alrighty guys, the third myth is submitted by Dr. Zed, aka Dan. So we're going to have 3 of us be doing this test. Tacky Rovelator's got no inventory, that means he's got no pistol, no nothing, he's just T-posing. I have just a pistol, and Dan has everything else, and we're going to all jump off at the exact same time on this ledge on the NSenr finale, and I'm going to be using my mods so that way I can see how much health we exactly lose, as indicated by our health bars in the lower corners. So we're going to jump off and see what happens, and just as I suspected, we all lost the exact same amount of HP, and we all have 66. So the myth is busted. You take the same amount of fall damage with an empty inventory, just like you would with a full inventory. Myth: if a charger is pounding someone, can another charger steal his victim? Alrighty guys, the fourth myth is submitted by Dead Sled, aka Spencer. So I'm being already grabbed by one of the chargers, and then if you take a look closely, I was able to be taken by a different charger. It's just at the angle you have to pay attention very closely, otherwise you'll miss it. Now, after doing this for a couple of times and having it still be working more than once, we decided to change the angle so that way it was more obvious, and if you change the angle too much, your body will glitch out and do weird shit like this. But yeah, a charger can steal another charger's kill, and the myth is confirmed. I never thought that you could do this. I find this very bizarre, but yet strangely interesting. Myth. Can you die in the NSenr finale by getting run over by the stock car and have your corpse be in the ending cutscene? Alrighty guys, and then the last myth is submitted in by Nova. So there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. The first way that I want to do this is I'm going to end up trying to no-clip and get out of the area right as the final cutscene is taking place, so that way I can be in hopefully the correct position where the car will go, so that way it can run me over. The only thing I have to do though is warp coach to me, so that way the cutscene takes place, and when I warp coach and then go for it, so that way I can be able to be in the correct position, I unfortunately go a bit too far, and I end up in the elevator instead, so I completely missed the path for the car. On my second attempt when I warped coach, I was gonna just make a break for it and just try to run and jump, but unfortunately I'm not even in the cutscene at all this time, which means that the game thinks I'm in the car and I can't die now. Now for attempt number 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp the bots in front of the path of the car after we activate the ending cutscene, see if whether or not that they can get run over and be in the final cutscene. So I'm going to back up. I'm going to now go back into first person to see if we can get a good angle, and when the car ends up going through the door, there is no survivors, and unfortunately they're not in the ending cutscene. They weren't even in the mall. It was only on attempt number 4 that I got the result that I wanted, and I finally was able to be hit by the car. I just warped myself instead of the bots into the correct position as the ending cutscene was taking place with the right timing. But the car goes through me, unfortunately, and it doesn't carry me out to the front door, which means that I'm also not in the ending cutscene as desired, which means that the final myth is busted. Unfortunately, the dead center car cannot kill you if you jump in front of it and give you a funny moment where you ragdoll on the dash. But yeah guys, that is it here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And if you also have a myth of your very own that you would like to be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below, or also alternatively you can leave within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. As we wrap up the video, guys, I want to mention 2 last quick things. Number 1, I have a second YouTube channel now. It is called Black Ninja 797 Extras, and on this channel I'm going to be uploading and posting additional content that you would normally not see here on my main channel, such as gameplay walkthroughs, funny moments with my friends, and Challenge Accepted, which was a series I used to do here on my main channel where I play games you guys requested me to play. If you guys want to check out the second channel, there is going to be a link down below in this video's description. I also want to say thank you and shout out to Epic Games for being my first ever sponsor. I have a supporter creator code with them, and the code is just my name, Black Ninja 797. If you guys want to, you can use it in the Fortnite and Epic Games item shops. Anybody that uses my code or has used it before in the past, I tremendously appreciate you. And yeah guys, all that being said, I hope you ended up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords. Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!
Myth. If a charger is pounding someone, can another charger steal his vehicle? Myth. If a charger is pounding someone... Myth. If a charger is pounding someone, can another charger steal... I can't say it! This shit sounds like it belongs in a Law & Order SVU episode.